everyone.
Hi.
Today's video is going to talk about rose. I bet you couldn't guess that by the display behind us. We wanted to talk about this ingredient because it is so popular in so many amazing fragrances. It's in just almost every one. And it's just beautiful. The Queen of Flowers.
It is.
One of my favourite ingredients, and known actually in men's and ladies' scents.
Yeah.
But we have picked 4 female fragrances to talk about today that have rose in them. They're from the brands that we work with, so we know them very well, and we wear them as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's many different types of rose smell. I think sometimes people think they know what a rose perfume smells like, but it can vary so much because there's different varieties of rose that create different smells. So, for example, you've got the centifolia rose, or sometimes called the May rose as well, which comes kind of from grass, really, traditionally. And that was first cultivated in the 1500s, so a long time ago. And then also one which is quite popular, you might see a lot, is Turkish rose or damask rose.
Ottoman rose is Ottoman, Turkish, Damascena rose, they're all the same
from
thing.
the same area. And they're even more ancient, you know, they were from kind of 1200s.
Yeah, they were brought from over the Middle East by the Crusaders in the 1200s, but you know, they refer to the damask rose in biblical times.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
If you've ever heard of attar of roses, that's the Turkish roses in that.
And what you'll find as well is it makes quite a lot of difference in fragrance as to whether it's a rose essence or a rose absolute.
Sure.
So that's about the way that the rose is processed. So whether it's steam distilled or whether it's macerated in alcohol, like solvent solution. So we're going to talk about 4, as we said, and as we go along, we'll let you know what kind of rose is in there and what it does to the fragrance, etc. So do you want to get started?
Sure. I've actually got a new launch fragrance to talk about that has Turkish rose in it. This is available in August, and it's the brand of Coach. Very, very pretty. I love it. Just to go on with the pink rose thing, pink box. A really nice, elegant bottle.
That's lovely.
It's the first fragrance for a long time from this brand. We've just started working with the brand of Coach, and I've noticed that they're everywhere now. They've got lots of advertising for their beautiful handbags, and I feel like the bottle sort of has a few key things like the hand tag that you also see on the handbags. Anyway, let's have a little spray of the fragrance itself. So this is, as I said, Turkish rose. But the first thing that you get with this Coach fragrance is a fruit, raspberry.
Yeah.
So it's quite sparkling, it's quite uplifting, it's quite yummy, very, very sort of frivolous rose.
It is quite girly, isn't it?
Very, very girly. It's really pretty. The Turkish rose in it is kind of gives an elegant, creamy type note. And then you've got sort of a lovely sort of woody base with sort of suede musks in it, just to give the whole thing a sort of softness. I think it's really lovely to wear this on a nice, cheerful mood.
Yeah, it'd be a good kind of introductory rose fragrance.
It would, absolutely. You know, it's a floriental, which is massively popular as a fragrance family, floral and oriental style mixed together. So it's quite sweet, and you know, nothing too complicated.
Okay, lovely. The one I wanted to talk about is, just behind me here, from the brand of Ethnic Goutal, and it's called Ce Soir au Jamais. So you can see it there. Ce Soir au Jamais means tonight or never. And the name will become clear when I explain the story to you. So the story is that this was created by Anique before she passed away. She passed away in 1999. And as a child, she had a family friend who was a priest who had an amazing rose garden. And she used to go in the garden and smell his roses there and think, oh, that smell, it was just so pungent. And so it stayed with her all her life. And all the time she had her fragrance house, she was trying to recreate the smell of that rose.
For years and years.
In perfume. And just before she passed away, so literally a few months before she passed away, she launched this fragrance, which was the smell of that rose from the priest's garden. And that's why it was called Tonight or Never, because it was like, I'm going to launch this now and let you smell it now, or never. So it's kind of sad, emotional fragrance
it's
in a way.
quite poignant,
It is, yeah. But let's have a try of it, because it's very different to the Coach.
It's very rosy.
Yes, it's very rosy. So it is like being in a garden with your face in a rose. And what's interesting is that this is also Turkish rose, but it's much more, I don't know, it's just much more floral. You haven't
It's
got
voluptuous, and it feels like, whereas this one is very sparkling and champagne-y and light and fruity and sweet, this one feels more deep and more expansive and more generous in its. I mean, it's got lots and lots of different ingredients.
Yeah,
which
and that's,
they haven't told us.
No, because it's quite nice. At Nick, they do always give you a lot of ingredients, but with this one, they said it's Turkish rose and Bretty seeds, and then 160 secret ingredients. Because it was Anique's last fragrance, they want to keep it as a secret kind of recipe. Nice. But for me, it smells like true rose. Yeah. If you really like rose and you want something that's going to smell very feminine and very kind of bold, like you say, then it's a great one. But Anique Goutal do many other rose fragrances as well, so we'll try and kind of drop them into other videos along the way, but go and try them if you can.
We talked about Keller Moore actually on our bridal video. If you haven't checked that out yet and you like rose fragrances, obviously rose and bridal kind of goes really well. I've got another one. This one is from the brand of Elie Saab, and Elie Saab, we've again talked about Elie Saab before, but they do a sort of collection des essences fragrances, which is very niche. I think they're only available in one store in the UK, and they're a higher price point, and they are natural ingredients, like their Haute Couture fragrance collection. And they have essence number 1, rose. Here it is. And these bottles, they look different from the other Elie Saab Le Parfum bottles.
Yes.
And look at the deep, rich colour of that fragrance inside, and that gives you a clue to the sort of kind of amazing list of ingredients with the roses. So this one, I'm going to spray it over here. This is lots and lots of different ingredients for rose. Centifolia rose is in this one, and centifolia rose, the centifolia name means 100 leaves, and if you ever see a centifolia rose, it's like lots and lots and lots of petals, all like blousy on top of another, like petticoats, almost like a pom-pom of flowers. And the smell is really sort of clear and sweet and airy and delicate and sort of champagne bubbly all at the same time with the centifolia rose. But then also you've got deep, rich Bulgarian rose in here, quite intoxicating, and the Turkish rose that we've talked about, as well as vanilla, which gives a real sort of almost gourmand. But I love this because, yes, it's quite heavy on first spray of rose, but actually it is incredibly wearable when it settles down.
Yes.
I would just say with it that also I sometimes mix this as well. So sometimes I spray this and a more kind of woody fragrance as well, especially if it's natural ingredients, because it blends quite well together. Yeah, very good. I like this one. What else have you got for us?
Okay, last one is from a brand called Dear Rose. I don't know if we've talked about this brand before.
So we also talked about this, funnily enough, on our bridal video.
Oh, did we? Yeah.
Because we talked about I Love My Man. Remember?
So this fragrance is called Acapella, and acapella obviously means to sing without
music.
Yeah. I don't know what the direct translation is.
Unaccompanied singing?
Yes, I think that's it.
If you're a musician, let us know.
The brand, just to briefly tell you in case you've never heard of it, is created by a mother and daughter duo, French ladies. The mother, whom has been in the perfume industry for many, many years, called Chantal Ross, and it's their own brand. These, the original 5 fragrances, of which this is the first, are like the story of a woman. And at this point in the story, this is the beginning, and she's just woken up. And she's gone outside into a fresh, dewy morning, and it's crisp and cool, but the sun's coming up, and she's in the garden, and she's taking the smell of the garden. So if you have a little spritz.
Thank you.
The idea is that it's quite a green rose, so it's fresh, it's dewy, it's wet. and it's very kind of clean.
Yes, it is, and it, you know, you said about the morning, it feels like morning sunlight.
It does. I really like this because it's so different to Ce Soir Eau Jamais or the Elisab, which are very kind of deep, bold roses. This is much more soft.
Yeah, it feels like there's less ingredients in here. You know, it feels
clearer.
And it's almost like, you know, when you go in the garden and you pick a rose.
Yeah.
And because of the stalk and the stem and the sort of juice, it smells green. So this is green and fresh and crisp as well to me.
And I also feel like maybe it has some kind of tea in it or something.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's kind of soft tea feel. But it's really beautiful. If you don't usually like these big, bold roses, you want something a bit softer, Acapella is lovely, yeah.
Okay. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of our favourite rose fragrances. Please do let us know if you wear some rose fragrances and what they are.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. And if you like ingredient videos like this one, then give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.